Typhoon family slammed for a bizarre, confusing plot twist. What if the most heartwarming family drama of 2025 suddenly turned into the one you couldn't let your parents watch? That is exactly what happened on the night of November 23rd, when episode 14 of Family by Choice detonated like a bomb inside living rooms across Korea, leaving viewers stunned, furious, and desperately wondering whether the show they once adored had lost its mind completely. The numbers alone tell a brutal story of triumph mixed with betrayal. 9.5% nationwide, a dizzying 2.2% jump from the previous week, peaking at 10.3%, and still reigning supreme in the coveted 2049 demographic. Those digits should have been pure celebration. Instead, they became the cold proof that millions of people had just witnessed something many now wish they could unsee. The higher the ratings climbed, the deeper the wound the episode left behind. At the center of the storm stands a single, blood-freezing sequence. Pyo Hyun-joon, the broken second son who spent 13 episodes begging for a scrap of paternal love, finally snaps. He doesn't just scream. He doesn't just cry. He swings something heavy against his own father's head, watches Pyo Park-ho crumple like paper, then drags the unconscious man into a rusty container and locks the door. The camera lingers long enough for the metallic clang to echo in every viewer's chest, and then, without warning, the screen cuts to Kang Tae-poong and Mi-seon laughing on a sunset beach, holding hands like nothing in the world is wrong. That cut, more than the violence itself, is what broke the drama's soul for so many. You could almost hear the collective gasp travel through apartment blocks from Busan to Incheon. Mothers covered their children's eyes. Fathers muttered that even makjang has limits. On every portal, on every community, the same sentences appeared within minutes. A son beating his father unconscious and locking him in a container? Is this still a healing drama? I feel sick. My 10-year-old asked me why the oppa hit his dad. How do I even answer that? One viewer wrote that she had to stand up and open every window in the house because the air suddenly felt too heavy to breathe. That is how visceral the betrayal felt. And yet, strangely, the episode is brilliantly made. The build-up to Hyun-joon's breakdown is meticulous. Moo Jin-sung, an actor who has quietly carried the pain of the less-loved son on his shoulders for weeks, finally unleashes 13 episodes worth of swallowed screams in a performance so raw it hurts to watch. When he whispers, voice cracking, "I just wanted you to acknowledge me once. Just once." Even viewers who later condemned the scene felt their hearts rip in half. The tragedy is that the moment is perfectly acted, perfectly directed, perfectly devastating, and then immediately thrown away by the decision to follow it with cotton candy romance on the sand. It is like watching someone craft a flawless dagger and then use it to butter toast. The IOU saga, the thread that was supposed to hold everything together, has now become a bitter joke among fans. What began as clever corporate chess, Pyo Park-ho's old 40 million won debt to Chairman Kang, the 30% shares signed away in desperation, the yellowed IOU that could topple empires, has devolved into an endless fetch quest. Kang Tae-poong breaks into offices at midnight like a low-rent burglar, gets caught, ends up at the police station, then somehow still finds time for a healing beach getaway. The document that once felt like the holy grail now feels like the scriptwriter's favorite crutch. Need tension? Bring back the IOU. Need a cliffhanger? Someone hides the IOU again. Even secondary characters who once shone so brightly are paying the price for the tonal chaos. Poor Cha Son-taek, The loyal secretary who carried 26 years of quiet devotion discovers her single past mistake almost killed someone. Kim Jae-hwa's face when the truth comes out is a masterclass in crumpled dignity. She sells her own house to pay restitution, walks out of the company she helped build, and the camera gives her exactly 12 seconds of grief before racing to the next crisis. Viewers who adored her are left screaming at their screens. Give the woman a proper goodbye! Meanwhile, Typhoon Company somehow claws its way back from the brink. 3 million surgical gloves are delivered, government contracts are saved, the team returns to the dusty Uljiro office like soldiers after battle. There are tears, hugs, commemorative photos, promises of a new family-like culture with no private CEO office. Lee Jun-ho delivers the speech with that earnest half-smile that made half of Korea fall in love with Kang Tae-poong, and for 5 precious minutes, the show remembers what made it special in the first place. The fantasy that strangers can choose each other and become home. Then, Bae Song-joong's phone rings. He steps outside, comes back with shaking hands, falls to his knees, and begs Tae-poong to save his dying father. The circle of crisis spins again, relentless, exhausting. The audience, already reeling from container imprisonment and beach dates, feels the emotional whiplash settle into numb resignation. This is the strangest part. People are still watching. Ratings are higher than ever. Hate watchers have joined the healing drama faithful, creating a bizarre hybrid community bound together by equal parts love and fury. Comment sections have turned into support groups. Someone posts, "I only tune in now to see how much worse it can get," and gets 8,000 likes. Another writes, "I hated episode 14, but I'll be live at 9:10 on Saturday because I apparently hate myself." The drama has achieved the impossible. It is simultaneously the most complained about and the most appointment-viewed show of the season. With only 2 episodes left, the question is no longer, will they find the IOU? Or, will Tae-poong keep the CEO seat? The question has become far more existential. Can Family by Choice ever regain the gentle heartbeat that made it the most anticipated drama of the year? Can it earn back the trust of families who gathered every weekend to watch chosen siblings bicker and reconcile over late-night ramyeon? Or has the container scene, that single locked metal door, become the point of no return? Lee Jun-ho, Sung Dong-il, Kim Sang-ho, Moo Jin-sung, Kim Min-ha, all of them gave performances worthy of year-end awards. And yet, the loudest conversation around the drama is now about tone, about responsibility, about whether fiction is allowed to cross certain ancient taboos, even when millions of children might be in the room. Saturday, November 29th, 9:10 p.m. Sunday, November 30th, finale. 2 nights to either redeem everything or bury it forever. The ratings will almost certainly stay sky high because Korea cannot look away from a train wreck wrapped in a hug. But somewhere deep inside, the audience that once called this show their weekend comfort food is holding its breath, hoping against hope that the writers remember the difference between bold and cruel, between shocking and shattering, between a story that breaks your heart on purpose and one that breaks the fragile contract between storyteller and viewer. Whatever happens next, episode 14 will be remembered as the night Family by Choice stopped being a warm blanket and became a mirror. Ugly, unflinching, impossible to turn away from. And maybe, just maybe, that is the real family this drama was always trying to show us. The one that loves you, fights you, forgives you, and sometimes, in the darkest moment, locks you in a container and forces you to confront what love can do when it finally runs out of places to hide.